해서 가자. Tell me what you thinking. Do you think that maybe we're gonna change the world?